Okay, my name is Danny Fender. I am going to be covering the demographics of Dodge City, and more specifically, later on in the presentation, my elementary school, Central Elementary. Okay, Dodge City by the numbers, population is currently around 27,000, predominantly Hispanic. There's a large population of Spanish-speaking residents. White people in Dodge City, Caucasian, is roughly 34%, and then other races, ethnicities, around 4%. That includes African Americans, Somalians, and lots of other races. The average household income is about 51,000 per family. That is just under the state average. I think is about 56 or 57, and almost 1/5 of Dodge City is below the poverty line. All of these numbers were off the Census Bureau, 2019. Looking at the entire school district in Dodge City as a whole, there were 6,951 students enrolled. Just over half were male. Almost 3/4 of our students in Dodge City are Hispanic. They're not all English language learners, but a large percentage of them are. I'll discuss that in further depth shortly. White, 17%, other, 3%, and African American, 2%. Looking at the socioeconomical status of a lot of our students, we have a lot of students that are on free and reduced lunches. As you can see there, 80% are labeled as economically disadvantaged per Kansas report cards. Migrant students, not a huge percentage, but I believe it's just up from the state average. ELL students, almost half of our entire student body, so close to 3,500 of our students are English language learners. Predominantly, the percentage is higher in elementary schools, and then as they move on to middle and high school, a lot of those kids have a better grasp of the English language. And then students with some sort of disability is right around 12%. The organization of the district, there are 9 elementary schools. Each of those elementary schools will feed directly into one of the 2 middle schools. For example, at Central Elementary, all of those kids will go to Comanche Middle School. On the flip side of that, we have a school called Northwest Elementary, and they'll go to the Dodge City Middle School. We have one high school. There's one alternative school. They get a lot of kids that have behavioral issues. And then there's one private school, Sacred Heart, that is not included in our district, but is in the overall Dodge City community. Breaking down Central Elementary, enrollment of 281 students. This is K through 12 or K through 5, so roughly ages 5 to 12. Again, just over half of them are male. A huge percentage is Hispanic, 94%, 4% white, and then 2% other. Continuing on, Central. Home language, roughly 71% of our kids are English language learners. As you could see on the previous slide, 94% were Hispanic, which means a lot of those kids are Spanish speaking primarily. 1% migrant students, 9% with disability, and then 94% economically disadvantaged. Almost all those kids are on free and reduced lunch, most of them being free. Looking at academic scores, you're going to see lots of low scores with a lot of our kids not understanding the English language. You can see a lot of the kids falling into level 1, especially in reading. And then when we get to, I believe it's science, there's a lot more that are still in that lower level. This is something that our school district has been battling for a while, and I believe these numbers have actually improved. But we're still, as you go to math scores, again, low level 1 and 2, lots of kids there. But over the last couple of years, they've been battling this. We're one of the lowest schools, lowest 5% schools, I believe, in the state. So they're getting special attention as far as addressing that issue. Science scores, as I mentioned, almost all of our kids are in level 1, little to no understanding of what it is. Again, I believe a lot of that is just basic lack of understanding on the English language. Social studies, this one kind of surprised me that more of our kids are kind of in the middle. I'm not sure what the difference is on this one compared to the others, because all the others are trending towards level 1 and 2, where this is level 2 and 3. So, but that is a good thing. Teaching considerations for me, as I reflect on looking at all these numbers. We always have many bilingual paras present in the school building to help with, especially kindergarten kids that are shy. They don't want to ever speak. They don't really come out of their shell for a couple years, it seems like. So having someone that can speak their language is incredibly helpful. As a PE teacher, I show examples frequently. I try and limit instruction just because a lot of the kids don't necessarily understand what I'm saying, but they can see what I'm doing and then copy that. All of our teachers across the district, specials teachers, so music teachers and PE teachers, are all pushing ELA material. One thing we have to understand while teaching is that a lot of the behavior problems are just from a lack of comprehension of what we're telling them, not necessarily that they want to do bad things. They just have no clue what's going on. And most importantly, one of the things that I've found in going into my second year of working for our school district is that our students just want to feel loved. And if you meet that requirement, they're going to do their best to learn for you. And then references pages.